Hwasin does not have any turrets at his front door, and Stork has an observer there, so he sees this. The Dark Templar is going in there. He's going to be able to follow up with the Dragoons. The Dark Templar is probably going to kill the tanks, and then the Dragoons follow up and kill everything else. This could be an epic fail. He doesn't have comms either. He's got no academy. He's going after the siege tanks. Oh my gosh, he's picking off the siege tanks, and Hwasin's like, holy crap, what do I do? He's almost got the command center done building, and look at that, Dragoons are ready to move in for the kill. He's trying to build a turret in the back there, but the Dark Templar forces all the tanks back, and the Dragoons move right in there. Oh, nicely done though, but the tanks are able to fall back to where that turret was inside his base, and and so they were in vision of that turret, and so they were able to be protected, but they were still in a position where they could hit those Dragoons over the ridge, and so that placement saved Hwasin just now. Otherwise he would be in a world of pain. And so Hwasin slowly sort of turreting himself down to that bottom right corner where that guy is, and in the meantime Stork has just gotten another expansion. So I was gonna say earlier that I was surprised he wasn't getting another expansion, but of course he was. I wonder if he's gonna sneak in and try and kill one of those DTs before kill one of those Marines with a DT before it dies. Anyway, Hwasin though is looking to take a third base as well. I don't know if he has enough to really hold it though. He's floating it up there, but he's got several tanks, but I don't know how he's gonna be able to push out and hold on to that third base. Yeah, he tries to push out now, and those Dragoons are there waiting for him, trying to go in there. He doesn't have much vulture support. He doesn't have much in the way of those Dragoons. They're able to get right in and kill so many tanks. He kills 2 tanks so far. The 3rd tank goes down. 4th tank goes down. He kills a lot of tanks and then backs out with his Dragoon count dwindling. He backs out a little bit. Looks like he might get, well, he's probably not going to fully get that barracks, but there goes the Vultures. Vultures snuck past the Dragoons during that battle. They're going to go for some harassment. I think Stork has his 3rd base pretty well secured, but is his expansion? No, he just moved his Dragoons out of the way, and so the Vultures run straight into his expansion. Oh my gosh, he just moved his Dragoons out of the way. If he had Dragoons in a line at the front there, he would have been fine, but instead these Vultures are going to kill so many probes. Stork looking a little bit concerned as he realizes this is going on. He's having to pull this out. And now he gets a few Dragoons back in the main, so he's going to kill those Vultures before they do too much damage in the main. But he lost several probes in the natural expansion. Look at that, those Vultures cleaned up a lot of probes. And all these mines, Stork, where's your observers, buddy? He's just fighting without observers. He's just moving his forces into these mines and just losing so many Dragoons. What is he doing? Stork, what is... Oh my gosh, we're seeing why Stork is about to be eliminated from the OSL. He's just not on top of his game. You know, he should have had an observer there. Instead, he lost half of his Dragoons to mines. And look at this, now he's going to just lose a probe to a mine over there as well, and some more Dragoons. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I had to adjust my headset there. And in the meantime, Hwasin has taken that 3rd base. He's secured it. I didn't think he was going to be able to, but because of those Vultures running by, that was enough of a distraction that Stork had to run his main forces back there, which allowed Hwasin to move out his tanks and kind of take control of that ground in between his 2nd and his 3rd. So, very interesting. Stork is now a little bit in danger of losing this over here, too. There's several Vultures over there. Going to be able to pick off that pylon before too long. Vultures are actually pretty good against buildings. It looks like he's actually built a gateway or something there to block those Vultures from getting in, even if they killed that pylon. But, so that's not going to happen anyway. Yes, but yeah, Vultures, they actually do a lot of damage to buildings because there's no damage reduction for size or anything like that for buildings, obviously. So Vultures do their full 20 damage to buildings. And so if you get several pelting away, that's, you know, say you have 5 Vultures, that's 100 hit points a shot, right? So it's gonna be several volleys. You can take out a 600 hit point pylon relatively quickly. I think it's 300 hit points and 300 shields on the pylons, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I say anyway a lot, don't I? Anyway, Hwasin is set up a nice little line, kind of between his 2nd and his 3rd. Might be a little bit vulnerable. I mean, it's got a wide open area in the middle of the map that he can be assaulted from the top, from the side, from the bottom. So it's a little bit vulnerable there. He's now setting up mines in his main base in preparation for the Arbiters, in case Stork tries to recall in there, do some damage to his supply depot bank or whatever. Anyway, so Stork is actually behind in this game right now because of losing all those Dragoons from that Vulture harass. I mean, if you think about it, Hwasin lost, he sent in what, like 8 Vultures? Let's call it 10, just for good measure. He lost 750 minerals with the Vultures. Stork lost, to equal 750 minerals, that's 6 Dragoons. And he lost at least 6 Dragoons, plus a bunch of probes, plus probably more than 6 Dragoons, probably also some Vultures, and also let Hwasin expand at the same time because he wasn't able to use his forces to pressure him. So that Vulture harass really put Stork behind. He lost a lot of stuff there and lost map control basically, which enabled Hwasin to take that third base. Anyway, so Hwasin now pushing out here. Excuse me. Get drink water. Got +1 weapons on the Hwasin tanks, by the way, on his mech forces. He's probably got that second armory going, you know, doing his whole 2-1 thing there, getting 2-1 upgrades. Stork has a lot of supply over Hwasin. He's got about 30 extra supply, but again, well, I mean, not again, but generally in that situation, he might going in for recall, or he sends in the observer first to see if there was mines there, and spots the mines and is not going to do that recall after all, which is a smart move there, because if you recall around on a bunch of mines, your recall army just dies instantly, and that's which is fun to see. It's hilarious to watch. But oh no, probes en route to the new expansion. Oh, are gonna get caught by these Vultures and slaughtered, absolutely slaughtered. If they'd been slaughtered anymore, they would have been cut up to pieces and sold on the meat market. Few survived, but not very many there. But Stork is really getting behind now. He's getting a second Stargate. He's going to try and put out more Arbiters, but he doesn't have... Well, okay, never mind. He has a lot of gateways. I think there was about 8-10 gateways or something like that. And he's got a decent army, actually, because he's got almost maxed army, and he's actually going to try and go in here. He stasises a couple tanks at the front. A lot of his tanks are out of position. They're unsieged. He tries to move them back and siege them up, but they get stasised in another group. Stork has stasised half of Hwasin's army, and the other half of his army is out of position, so Stork has a huge advantage here. The Zealots are able to get in really close to those tanks. He does more stasis as well. He stasis a ton of tanks, and he's able to kill off the rest of them very easily. Stork's forces are dwindling, but Hwasin has almost nothing left. He's rallied Speed Zealots to the front as well, and Hwasin has 100 supply. He's down to 100 supply, but half of that is, if he can mind drag into those SCVs, that would be epic. Look what he's tried to do. He gets a few of them, but instead he's going to come up here and he's going to kill off this third base. If he can kill off that third base while those tanks are stasis, and I think that's actually a bad move. He needs to kill those tanks off when they wake up from their stasis. There they come in, and they're able to hit those forces, camp his forces next to those tanks very much, and now he's going to clean up those tanks, but it's going to be a little bit more costly than it should have been, but he's still going to clean up all those tanks though. One of the Arbiters is almost dead. If a Goliath came in, he could pick it off very easily, but I think those Arbiters have done their damage already. He left a couple Zealots back at that expansion to kill SCVs, so he is going to do economic damage back to Hwasin. Hwasin now has 60 supply. Yeah, so he had 40 supply or 50 supply in those stasis units, and when they woke up and died, it immediately reduced his supply below 60. So now Stork has a huge lead. He has more than double, almost triple Hwasin's supply. Absolutely ridiculous, and he did so much damage. That was such a great attack. Stork has just gotten himself into the advantage, and this huge advantage in this game, just with that. Look at that one Zealot taking like 20 mines. Hero Zealot. Jumping into the minefield to save his comrades, which is good because Stork has already lost way too many units to mines. Look at it, stasising the entire front. Stork has killed the natural expansion completely, and now he's moving into the front. Hwasin trying to counterattack, doing some harassment at the top left corner with some Vultures, but Stork is not letting up. He's got his teeth sunk in, and I just heard GG. They were showing the players' faces, and I heard the little dee-dee of Hwasin typing GG. So Stork finally wins a game in his group. He's gonna at least not get shut out in this group, and now he has the possibility of actually staying in the OSL. I would really like to see him in the OSL, because when he's on top of his game, which he obviously hasn't been as well, hasn't been completely on top of his game. When he's on top of his game, he's a super strong player, and possibly one of the only people left in the OSL that could that could take out Flash, or at least be a threat to Flash. Although Flash in recent year has been owning him more than the vice versa. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that game. That was a pretty epic game. Stork just doing really well. He got behind, but he just went in for one epic attack. Just out macroed Hwasin, who was trying to expand a little bit more, and some beautiful stasis fields. I mean, Hwasin had no EMP to stop it, or he tried and missed or something, but those stasis is won him the game, so he gets to throw shirts to the crowd. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next game, and take care. Thanks for watching.
집중했던 그 전투가 승리의 요인이었습니다. 진영수가 함정박이 되었는데 송병구가 참을 인자를